The NFL trade deadline is now less than 1 week away, and veteran safety Mike Edwards is looking for a new team to call home as he has reportedly requested a trade from the Buffalo Bills after signing a one-year deal with the team in the offseason. When Edwards signed with the Bills, most expected him to take on a starting safety position with a team that had just lost Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde. But that is not how things have unfolded. To date, the 28-year-old has played in just 3 of Buffalo's 8 games in the 2024 campaign, and he appears to be growing frustrated with the organization due to a lack of playing time. Welcome back to the Bills Bunker, everybody. I'm Jake Varco, and today we're going to be talking about Mike Edwards, the apparently frustrated safety of the Buffalo Bills that now has requested a trade from the organization, and this comes just less than a week ahead of the trade deadline. The trade deadline is coming up on Tuesday, so we're going to talk about what this move, what a potential move would look like for the Bills and what it would mean for Mike Edwards. But before we do that, I'd like to take a moment to encourage you to click that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more content coming your way all season long right here on the Bills Bunker. Like I said, trade deadline quickly approaching, so I will have a lot of content out on trade deadline day, approaching that and beyond, and I will be going to every single Buffalo Bills home game throughout the remainder of the season, so stay tuned for so much content coming your way right here on this channel. Click subscribe if you haven't yet, and I gotta give a quick shout out here. Before I go any further, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Daryl Hall, who is the latest Mafia member on this channel. Mafia members are given badges as well as the top priority for responses in the comment section on my videos, and they also get a shout out in one of my videos. You can also become a Mafia member by clicking the join button under this video or by clicking the link in this description of this video and paying a small monthly fee that helps me make improvements to the channel. Now let's talk about Mike Edwards and this trade request from the Buffalo Bills. The NFL trade deadline is quickly approaching, and it's set to pass on Tuesday, November 5th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Before then, it is very possible that the Buffalo Bills ship off the apparently disgruntled veteran safety Mike Edwards, who is a 2-time Super Bowl champion. Edwards won a Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2020, and he also earned a ring during the 2023 season with the Kansas City Chiefs. He came to Buffalo with hopes of playing in a prevalent role on a team searching for their first Super Bowl win, but that's just not how things have played out thus far. Edwards and rookie Cole Bishop both suffered injuries in training camp prior to the beginning of preseason, and they missed out on some crucial preseason snaps because of it. Now, while this duo was sidelined, Damar Hamlin impressed leading up to week 1 of the regular season, and he snagged a starting spot alongside Taylor Rapp. Since earning the role as a starter, Damar Hamlin has played reasonably well, and he has solidified his role on the team. With that, Mike Edwards has been the odd man out, and he's seen very little playing time. He's been mostly an inactive for the Bills this season, which has likely led the veteran to requesting a trade out of frustration, and honestly, it's really hard to blame him for that. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champion, and he wants to earn another ring in a starting role. Now, it's hard to imagine a hefty asking price for a safety that is a depth piece at this time, especially when teams know that he wants out of Buffalo. So it's really going to be up to Buffalo Bills general manager Brandon Beane to decide how he wants to approach this situation with less than 1 week to the NFL trade deadline. This is going to be a really interesting situation to watch unfold over the next few days here, as this is a developing story. It's now Thursday, and the next Tuesday it's really close. So Brandon Beane, he's going to have to make a decision real quick. Is he going to keep Mike Edwards, the disgruntled player, on the roster as a depth piece? Is he going to send him away in a trade? And what does a trade package look like? Does he add Edwards along with a pick to get another player in return? Or does he send Edwards to a different team that is in search of secondary help and bring in really, you're looking at some low-end picks, like maybe a 6th or a 7th for a guy who's disgruntled and wants out just like that, and hasn't even played much this season. So really the return is going to be minimal for Mike Edwards, if he is traded, you could keep him as a depth role player, but at this point he's clearly frustrated. The options, there's not too many for the Bills. Maybe cut him, but I don't think that's something that the team really wants to do. If they do end up trading him, I already know that people are going to talk about this. So, obviously, we all know that Micah Hyde, he is apparently retired. He hasn't decided yet or made a decision public. So, he could be waiting for the call if the Buffalo Bills ever want to give him the call. But that's something that we won't get into now. That is a possibility later in the season. But right now, Mike Edwards is still a Buffalo Bill. And he will be a Buffalo Bill until Brandon Beane decides to do something with him. So, we'll see how this all unfolds. Brandon Beane doesn't have to trade Mike Edwards. He can keep him on this roster if he wants to. But does he want to do that with someone who's disgruntled? We'll see. We're going to see how this all unfolds. It's going to be really interesting. I want to know your thoughts on what the Bills should do with Mike Edwards. Should they trade him somewhere? Let's hear it in the comment section down below. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe. Stay tuned for more content coming your way all season long, right here on the Bills Bunker. Click like, and go Bills.